A year later, I'm waiting to meet with Gary Bettman, and I'm watching. They got the Heritage Classic on TV, and I'm watching, and there I am. Every time it passed, I'm there. Who's that guy leaning on the glass?
This was the first outdoor game that was done as, now we do the Winter Classic and the Stadium Series,
Right.
et cetera, et cetera. This was so new at the time that it would probably, he wanted them down there because this was a moment in history.
Right. And so, and in the Commonwealth Stadium, the gap between the seats and the ice surface was right in the center of the field. So there's probably a 20-yard gap before you even get from this where the seats are to the ice surface. And there was nobody around there but the players. So I said, somebody said, well, who's going down? Who can take Janet? I said, well, I don't have any passes to get down there. Janet had them all. So somebody said, well, here, they didn't want to do it. I think it was an older gentleman that was a friend of Wayne. So he gave me his all access pass. So I said, oh, I'm happy to take him down, go right down to the ice surface. So I take Janet down. Well, she's gorgeous. So she's wearing these tight jeans.
She's very fashionable.
Yes.
And she's not going to pull.
And a bomber jacket. That's it.
Right.
It's like 20 below.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my spider ski suit, which I had to put all back on. I look like a snowman.
I was going to say, the way that you and Janet dress is essentially diametrically opposite. There's you that is like, I know we're here. There's going to be photos taken. I am putting on my red and white spider ski jacket, which was cool 20 years ago. And then Janet is saying, I don't care if I'm cold. I'm going to wear what makes me look good.
I think she got pretty cool because she didn't last very long down there. But we took them all down. Wayne had them all on the ice for some photos in between periods. And so Janet, so I got to get back up, and somebody asked me to do, I saw Russ Courtnall there. I turned around, and she had already started back with the kids because she knew the route, right? So I didn't need to take her back. So I'm looking around, and I go, well, what's, stopping me from sitting down here? Because it was a long way away from the box.
Right.
The box was the last place you want to be to get a good vantage point because way up high, and, you have to...
The box is where you want to go if you're holding out with a contract dispute and you don't want to be seen, right? That's
pretty much it. Yeah, it did have its own bathroom, which was great. So so I sat down there and I'm walking around and nobody's kicking me out. So the game starts up again, and I go down to the corner where Wayne's shooting against the Montreal alumni, and I'm leaning on the glass.
Yeah.
Opposite me is the camera on this line that's going back and forth. And all the other TV cameras that were there. And I'm sitting there watching the whole last period, leaning on the glass, and nobody kicked me out. And I was the only one along the glass. Like, there was nobody anywhere else except some maintenance guys that were walking around. And I watched the whole third period from that. And the funny part was, a year later, I'm down in the NHL offices, and I didn't think anything of it. I'm down in the NHL offices, and I'm waiting to meet with Gary Bettman or somebody, one of the officials down there, the big shots.
You still have the all-access pass on your neck at this point.
No, it was a different meeting.
You never took that thing off, yeah.
No. And I'm watching, they got the Heritage Classic on TV, like looped on the video, right? I guess they made a video of it. And I'm watching, and there I am. Every time it passed, I'm there. Who's that guy leaning on the glass?
That's amazing.
And then after the game was over, walked over, so still hanging out there, and the players all get together. They want photos on the ice. And if you remember, there was a big hoopla about this guy from CBC who was a goofy guy, had a helmet on. He dressed up like an old-timer hockey player with the old helmet and that. And he jumped into the photo. Well, I was on the ice taking photos too with some of the guys I knew, like Russ Courtnall and Wayne, and then they stopped to take the photo, and I'm thinking...
You're talking about like the preeminent photo that marked the occasion.
Right.
It wasn't just people going around
No,
and taking photos.
there was a lot of that, which I got into.
Exactly, yeah.
Wayne and Russ said, come on out in the ice, take a picture, which was unbelievable. Cool. And so then I sit there and I'm thinking, should I jump into this photo? Like, nobody was stopping me.
Yeah.
I could have been the other guy, but I would have taken so much flack. I thought smart enough, and it had been probably a 20-minute, 30-minute time frame since I had my last beer in the things.
Probably
so
good thing.
that if I kept drinking, I probably would have been in that photo and maybe lost my NHL license over
That's
that.
the thing is high stakes, high reward, but high risk as well. You put yourself in a situation. I've had a few of those where I could have been very close to making some
Well,
bad
nobody
decisions.
realized that the CBC guy was in. All the players were focused in on the camera and that. And then afterwards, everybody said, who is that guy in the photo?
Yeah.
And then they figured it out, and he took a big beating over that one.
My thing that I find amazing about this story is I have such a guilty conscience, and I'm so in my head as it stands that if I were in your situation, sitting on the glass, while some people would be watching it thinking, wow, I'm so close, this is so cool, oh, look, the puck's going down the ice, oh, man, they're right against the glass, I would be thinking, I really hope no one notices me here. I really hope no one. Like, I wouldn't have been able to enjoy a second of that.
Well, there was a little bit of that too. I kept looking side to side, see if anybody was coming for me, kick me off.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
nobody did, so it was great.
So your memory of that night would have been crystal clear. It would have been fine. It was one of the best memories you probably had. In terms
it just
of live
kept going
sporting
on
events.
and on.
Mine is from that night is quite the opposite, and we don't need to get into it. I was quite young at the time. I wasn't there. I don't even believe I was working for Frameworth at the time. I was at a family party in Winnipeg, a get-together,
Right.
kind of a family reunion, and that, dear listener, was the first time that I got blackout drunk as a young kid. So I don't remember anything about that night, except for the shame I had the next day. Thank you so much for watching this clip of the Sign Off, a Frameworth podcast. Just a reminder that we have full episodes of the Sign Off available wherever you get your podcasts, on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more. Make sure to like and subscribe on whichever platform you use. You can find us on Twitter at Frameworth Sport or on Instagram at Frameworth Sports. And hey, if you're not sick of me yet, you can find me on Twitter at Retrograde Mikey. Finally, feel free to send us emails with your questions you want us to answer on the show, and we may feature you live. You can do that by sending your emails to signoffpod@frameworth.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you with a new episode every single Thursday.